Hello everyone, Verza90 here with some more megazord goodness. Today we're going to do issue 15 to 20 and let's get this started. So, we have these issues here today and we shall be getting these guys done. With this, roughly these two, the Mastodon will be done and then it will be on to the next guy. So, if I remember rightly, these are the tusks. There they are. Let's get these out of the container. Alright, let's get this out of here. Now I am probably going to have to glue a part of this together. Probably. But we shall see. So, see which two go together, shall we? These two. Do not. So it is that one. Right, so these two go together like so. That's it for that. Just like that. And then get the tip. Not easy to get out. There you go, got it out. So this here go on. Oh, I didn't click it together. Like so. So this here goes on just like so. Well, it's not actually too bad a tighter fit. That's not bad, but it does fall off. Alright, I'll see if that one fits on here instead. One of these two do. There you go. This one's the one that fits on it. Of course, I'm going to have to glue this down, so excuse me for a second whilst I do some gluing. Just need to let that glue on. Nope. There's that one glued on. I'll put that like that for the time being. Oop, I fell over. They don't really want to stay glued together. So I'll get this all clipped together as well. Like that. Like that. This one here. Doesn't want to just clip in like that, but there you go. We'll get that little tip bit glued in. This one actually seemed to have glued in better than the last one. So if this is actually glued in yet. Nope. So yeah, this one tusk is being annoying. So I'm going to freeze it here until it's done for it. Right. So we'll go on to the next one because that's done. That's it for this issue. Number 18 is next, which will be the last bit for the Mastodon. Which is this lot here. In this here you do have the button for the actual LED. Now, how many different ones? Just the one screws. One type of screw, should I say. So just stick these into here. And I can open the packet. If the packet's nice to me. It doesn't want to be nice to me. Didn't give it a choice, use the scissors. Of course, you got a few that don't want to go out. What's new? Righty then, so there's the battery, there's the piece that goes to the battery. You get the point. Righty then, we start off with the battery. Open this bad boy up, get this bad boy out, like so. And what we want to do is grab this and twirl it around. Get this bit off. Like so. Check the killer battery that got attached to my thumb. Righty then. So with the battery, we want this back bit. We want to plug this bad boy into here. Like so. Then what we want to do is put this. No, that doesn't actually make sense. Well, apparently we put it into that gap. But then that's where the tusk goes. So that makes no sense there. Alright, so I'll stick on the top here. Itch. Because by that, it's saying to stick it in like this. But the problem is, that's where the tusk goes. So do it just above. Right. So the next bit is getting this bad boy on, which is this way. And this clicks in to these two side bits. So we're going to have to pull this out for a second and mess around trying to get this straight. For some reason it doesn't want to do it. So then that's in, push that in like so. There you go. Like that. Just straighten that one up. And there you go. So what I'll do is I'll quickly pull that back out actually. And what I'll do, I'll move the battery to just about here. It should keep it in place then. Like that. Which keeps the battery in place. So we'll do that. We'll go to the next page, which is now putting one of the tusks in. And we want it so that is on the inside. Okay, I stand corrected. That does go in there because the tusk clipping to this bottom bit here, not up here. My bad. Easy enough done. Easy enough done. There you go. Out the way it is. Now we want this piece, well technically this piece over here. So let's just have a little look here. So if I pull that up a little to get that underneath it, like that, push that back down, this bit hooks into there, and now it's trying to get this leveled up like that. There you go. And then of course we get a screw and we screw the bad boy in. Of course we've got to keep this bit here held down. And then we've got to screw this little bit here in. The next one's going to be hard because we've got the button to make sure it doesn't pop out. Always a fun bit. Always a fun one. On the last two, the heads there, that was easy. You know, you could do it that way. Sometimes with these, it's not going to be all that easy. There you go. There's half the mammoth done. Now we just need to finish off the other half. See that? Righty. So we did forget something actually, I think. Maybe we didn't. Okay. So what does that belong to? One second, I'm just going to check the next booklet because we got this bit here and it doesn't seem to go anywhere. Oh, it goes. So this is actually for the next actual issue. So it belongs to the next issue, so panic over. Well, it was just there. There it is on the side. Okay. So the next little bit is this bad boy, which is always a fun bit, because these bits are always a nightmare trying to keep this in place whilst screwing it down. Okay. So it goes into there, and it does that. Gentle little nudge, and it fell out. So what I want to do, I want to have this upside down and try wiggling this in. So there's that section. As I said. So let's have a little check, because this is just landed on my chair, which is pure black, along with the button. There you go. Try that again, shall we? Like that. No, you don't. So I got that section. Try again. I accidentally tipped it a little bit. Righty. it's not moving this hand, but moving this instead. It's a fun bit. I think I have it. I've got it. Ish. Right, let's screw this down before we do anything. Oh, there is one problem. We forgot something. Okay, so take it back apart and attach this. And I'll reattach that section piece again in a minute. So yeah, the tip has just flew off. So I'll have to re-glue that down again. And that one just fell off. That's okay. I'll use my other glue for it. I've got 2 different glues, so I'll use the other one for it if necessary. Just to like make sure it stays put. Always have more than one glue. You never know when more than one is going to come in handy. Alright, so I got, you can see I'm having a lot of difficulty with this bit. I can't exactly get it in frame at the moment, unfortunately. I want to. I popped back out. As soon as I popped it in, movement caused it to pop out. Let's see if I can somehow get this back in the way it is, so I don't have to mess around trying to like move everything. Okay, right, there's that section clicked. Move this slightly across and across here, and it moved again. Typical. So you can see how annoying this bit is. Once I'm actually able to get this in properly, I'll then put it back on screen, because it'll be easier rather than trying to mess around on screen. It'll probably be more difficult trying to get it on screen so you guys can see as I'm messing around trying to get this sorted. Right, so that's all lined up there. That's almost lined up there. So if we slowly and gently try now. That doesn't want to go in. And up, back out. Right, I'm going to quickly go off and get this part sorted. So I managed to get it in, but then as I put 2 screws in, the button went flying out and landed somewhere. So I'm going to have to hunt for that at some point. But for now, it will do. I'll charge this battery up. See how it is. I've got another battery somewhere in the box for as a spare, so you never know, that might work. And there's a mastodon. Oh, let's just flip that back in. There's a mastodon. And now we're on to the 4th head. So I'm going to leave these over here to the side and stick them over there. We'll stick that one there because that's going to be needed in the next issue. I'm going to glue that on a little bit later and go from there. Now then, there's 17 and 18 done. We're on to number 19, which I believe is this one. Yep, number 19. So, it is the Triceratops, which I'm always happy about. because he is one of my favourite. So, you get two different types of screws. So I'll take that out and that out, just so I can put the two different types of screws. Luckily, they're different coloured, so it's easy to separate the screws. Sometimes you have like two of the silver screws that are like two different lengths, and two of these screws that are like two different lengths, and it's like, really, you know, they're like, really. Right. Okay. So let's start this off, shall we? So first off, this bit and this bit. So this will be light up. Yep. Like that. Like that. Now the screw we need, by the looks of it, is a little black screw. So get that screwed in. Just need the one. So let's get this screwed in. We'll make sure this light is down. That just so it's sort of in. Nearly screwed in. There you go. Nice and screwed in. Okay, next we want that. We want this. We want to put this to here the right way around. Kind of helps. Like so. So on the other side, looks nice. Now on this side, we want that to go through this gap here. Like that, and by the looks of things, it's, can't say it properly from here. So that's why it's this bit. It's this bit. Nope, not that way around. That way around, like so. We want it this way, and we want this bit to go in this way. When we can get this through here again. So that goes into there, and that goes into there, like so. And these ones here will be those screws again, where I put my screwdriver. Does kind of help if I keep my screwdriver to hand rather than, you know, putting it elsewhere, doesn't it? Like that. Then we have this bit upwards, and this bit like that here. So that bit goes into there, and that bit goes into there. And then it's just the two silver screws, one on either side, and voila. this little guy and we plant him at the bottom here. Let's have a little look at this closer. Like that. Oh, knocked the mic over. Good idea. Just like that. And drop the screw. Always a very good idea dropping the screw, you know what I mean? Get it screwed in. Like that. That's half his head done. Let's just make sure nothing's like loose or anything in here. Make sure it's all the way down. Only two little bits that weren't fully screwed down. I thought they were, but I didn't screw it all the way down. My bad. Yeah, on to the next issue. Number 20. So, why does it feel wobbly there? Try it a bit more. Because that feels like it's as far as it'll go. So it shouldn't be wobbly. That's better. Right. So on to the next issue, number 20. I believe. Oh no, we've still got a tiny little bit left, but it's nothing really much. So the last bit is in fact this bit here. I forgot we had this bit. And this bit will go in here and like that. Do that. So yeah, I nearly missed a page for a second there. Really? There you go. See where all the screws are gone. Shiny. Anyway, moving on to the next issue. Which will be the last one for this video. Which is this one. So two screws in there. What I'll do for now, I'm just going to transfer them across to here. Now this one actually seems to be tied up. Unlike the previous one. Don't get the point in that. Oh yeah, we won't tie one up, but we'll tie the other one up. Kind of defeats the object. They could easily have had it going across here. There you go. Voila. There's the spot for it. Hope you guys can see it. See? Voila. Spot for it. But instead it's all like in here. Who knows? Right. Let's get on to this bit again. I'm just double checking. We should just have two different ones. Yep, two different screws again. So we take you out. And we'll take you out. You don't even need to do that. Just do that. And do that. And there you go. Righty then. Need that, that, and that. And of course, the screwdriver. Right. So first off is these two. So we want this way up and do that. So this bottom bit hook into there and the top. And it does that. And the top bit into there, like that. Put your thumb on there to keep it still. Only need the one screw. Keeps that there slightly in. Just need to tighten it up a bit so it's nice and securely in. There you go. Then this wire bit goes through that gap there. So we'll just do that. Grab this bad boy. And woohoo! First time's the charm. Grab this one. We'll do that. Make sure that's clicked in. Ready. Thank you. Let's get it screwed in. Just a little bit, just so we can actually get that started. Do that. And do that in. Go. Grab this bit, grab this bit, and what we want is that hole and that hole to align like so. Like that, and like that. Move that wire out of the way and screw that bit there in. Of course the wire gets in the way again. Do that. Getting stuck. It's pretty hot. Temperature's rising now. It's coming to summer. Good time of the year. Also the hot time of the year. But yeah, it's starting to get hot in here, so I got the fan on me I'm getting covered in sweat, and all I'm doing is this. You know, not doing much, and I'm getting covered in sweat. Guess it's a hard life trying to screw all these screws in. You know, seriously hard. You know. There you go. On to the next section again, and that's this bad little boy. And that bit goes into there, and that bit goes there. Like that, and like that. Just making sure that's clicked in. There you go. Which one was that one again? That was that bit. Wait. And that happens. These screws don't like me. Target now. There you go. Another one in. Stick that on there. Then you get this bit, and we stick it onto here. We'll move that out of the way again, like so. Do that, and there you go. Screw this section in. Try that again. Screw this section in. Making sure all the screws are now in. Just tightening those that need to be tightened. There you go. Like so. And then there's one bit to do, which is this little guy. And what we want to do is attach to there, and pull this through here, and attach it to here. Although it's probably going to be the same as the last one, where we grab this bit, we go to there, push. Let me just quickly push that in. It's not going to be that one, so it's not going to be that easy. Let me have a little look here off screen quickly. Yeah, it does want to go in normally. Alright, see then. Let's fiddle around a bit. There you go. Wasn't easy, but I got it in. There's that bit, there's that bit, and that bit. Push that. Wait, pop back out. bit in. You push that bit in, and there you go. Now the question is, do we screw these in now or do we screw these in after? Screw one bit in now. Okay. Now then, question is, so should we do this one then? By that. Can always move it to the other one if necessary, but there you go. So you got nice little working jaw here. It's not too tight, it's not loose, which is awesome. Right. Before we do anything else, there you go. There you go. Triceratops is getting started. It is looking pretty cool so far. That is it for this episode. We will be seeing you guys next time, and goodbye for now. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the videos, please like and subscribe. Goodbye for now.